Assalamualaikum students, this is Muhammad Kamran Malik, Principal KIMS, and you know I teach A-level economics. This video is for the discussion on important topics and questions for paper 4-2 for the forthcoming October-November 2024 exam series. You may also find this video useful if you are taking exams in June 2025. So I will be talking about the important topics and I'll be giving you a very brief explanation which you may not be able to fully understand if you in a short span of time. So what I will recommend that please do get a copy of sample essays that are written on these topics, plus do subscribe our channel, that is Economics with Kamran, and you will find videos which are discussing one particular topic in detail or one particular type of essay in detail. So in this video, we'll be talking about briefly. So the important topics for micro part of paper 4-2 for October-November 2024 exam series. My favorite topic for the exam series is factor market. So impacts of imperfect labor market, impacts of trade unions, impacts of minimum wages. Will an imperfect labor market always lead to higher unemployment and lower wages? Will a trade union intervention lead to higher wages and lower unemployment or lower employment at all points of time? Or what happens when government comes and imposes a minimum wage? What will be the impact on wages? What will be the impact on employment and number of job opportunities? Now, usually we say when trade union comes, they win a wage increase, but the employment opportunities shrink and unemployment goes up. However, now that's a valuation. However, if trade unions work for the improvement of labor productivity, demand for labor may go up, and that may mean that trade union has not only won a wage increase, it has also created more job opportunities. Similarly, if trade union comes and intervenes in monopsony, do you know monopsony pays too little and hires too few workers? But if trade union comes, not only wages go up, employment opportunities may also go up. So trade union in a perfectly comparative labor market may win wage increase and employment opportunities may go down, but in monopsony, both wages as well as employment opportunities may go up. Now these things are discussed in detail in my sample essays. The second important topic which I would like you to prepare for micro part of paper 4-2 is climate change, the impacts of climate change, the policies to address climate change. And second, related topic, should government always subsidize education, health, public transport or any other merit good? The third related topic is what will happen if there are resource allocation and the resource allocation is based only on self-interest. Now that is in a way AS topic, that is, will free market economy always allocate resources in a desirable manner? So yes, they do allocate resources efficiently because there is a profit motive. But resources based on self-interest may lead to market failure of, let's say, negative externalities, positive externalities, failure to provide merit and demerit good in correct quantities, and failure to provide public goods. The third topic is market structure, and the two areas which I think are important. One is oligopoly, mergers, collusions, the impacts of oligopoly, collusions, mergers on prices, output, efficiency, and consumer choices. That is the third area I would like you to prepare. And the related topic to this is price discrimination. Is price discrimination always desirable? What are the conditions for successful price discrimination? So that is the three areas I've told you, and 2 areas in first topic, 3 in the second, and 2. So what are the macro topics which are important for forthcoming November examination of 2024? So expenditure switching and expenditure reducing strategies. What are expenditure reducing strategies? All those strategies which decrease aggregate demand, such as contractionary fiscal policy, such as contractionary monetary policy, higher interest rate, lower money supply, higher taxes, lower government spending, budget surplus. All these are expenditure reducing strategies. What are the impacts of expenditure reducing strategies on price level, inflation, on economic growth, on employment, and very important, on balance of payment? So the impacts of these 4 things should be discussed. So versus expenditure switching strategies. What are expenditure switching strategies? Devaluation of currency, import barriers. Again, the impact of these on inflation rate, on real GDP, on economic growth, on employment, and of course on balance of payment. So comparison of the two policies, expenditure switching and expenditure reducing. The comparison and of course the conflict between domestic objectives such as controlling unemployment and stabilizing price level with the external objectives, that is taking care of balance of payment. So which tool is better for which particular objective? So that comparison and this area I will like you to prepare. The second area I want you to prepare is fiscal policy. Fiscal policy is very important. There hasn't been any question in variant 2 of paper 4 in last couple of years. I want you to prepare deficit budget and surplus budget. I've already mentioned. So what is the impact of deficit budget on employment? What is the impact of deficit budget on inflation? What is the impact of deficit budget on balance of payment? So this area I want you to prepare. And third and the last area I want you to prepare is the impacts of changes in labor productivity or maybe education, because with more education there is more labor productivity. So education or labor productivity, the impact of that on living standards. And of course a related topic, impacts of external debt. This area is part of syllabus and a question, there has been a question about globalization, there has been question about FDI, there has been question of multinational companies, there has been questions about international international aid, but the only area about which a question hasn't been asked yet, and that is external debt or international borrowing. So the impact of that on living standard is also a very important area. So these three areas I want you to prepare for macro part of paper 4. Expenditure switching and expenditure reducing strategies, fiscal policy, special emphasis on that, impacts of labor productivity and external debt on living standards, and of course I want you to prepare the comparison, the evaluation of different macroeconomic policies and for different objectives. So this is what I want you to prepare for paper 4 of October-November. Best wishes. Thank you.